O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today we are looking at a really fascinating stack of sources, antique grimoires and classical treatises on chiromancy, which is also known as Samudrika Shastra in the Vedic tradition. And our mission today is to decode how ancient cultures believed the vast universe was perfectly mirrored right in the microscopic topography of your palm. So, okay, let's unpack this. When you look up at the night sky, you see this massive, chaotic universe. But historically, people thought all of those exact planetary orbits were mapped at the end of your arm.
Yeah, it's the ultimate hermetic principle, right? By hermetic, I mean that ancient philosophical idea of as above, so below.
Right.
It's this belief that the macrocosm of the stars is reflected directly in the microcosm of your physical body.
But let's clear something up right away because, this isn't about some spooky parlor trick telling you when you're going to win the lottery or something.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, the biggest myth we need to dismantle is that palmistry is just deterministic fortune telling. It is actually a highly dynamic system.
Right.
And, well, it starts with the bilateral dichotomy, which is just the functional difference between your two hands.
Right. So generally, the non-dominant hand, say your left hand if you're right-handed, shows your latent potential, like your karmic inheritance and the raw emotional capacity you were given at birth.
Exactly.
Is it sort of like the raw hardware you get straight out of the box, whereas your dominant hand is the software you have actually programmed into it over the course of your life, like a genetic blueprint versus the actual house you decide to build?
Oh, I love that analogy. That hardware and software distinction really hits the nail on the head.
Yeah.
What's fascinating here is that the dominant hand represents your active consciousness and free will. It shows how much of that raw potential you have developed or, maybe squandered.
And the crazy part is that your hands physically change to reflect this narrative of personal evolution. But wait, how does a physical crease on your skin change just because you decided to, alter your habits?
Well, your hands are densely packed with nerve endings that connect directly to your brain. So prolonged psychological stress or major physiological shifts actually alter your neuromuscular micromovements.
Wait, really? Just from stress?
Yeah, absolutely. Over time, those repetitive subconscious twitches literally carve new, deeper pathways into the skin. Your biology is actively responding to your psychological state.
That is wild. So if the shape of the hand dictates your broad elemental energy, how do we measure the day-to-day execution of that energy? So what does this all mean for the lines and hand shapes?
Well, that is the next step. Practitioners start with elemental typologies based on the physical proportions of your palm and fingers.
Okay, got it.
For instance, if you look at your own hand right now, and the palm is perfectly square, but your fingers are notably short, that is what they classify as an earth hand. That indicates a profoundly pragmatic and grounded nature.
Right.
Conversely, a rectangular palm with long fingers is a water hand, which is driven by intuition and empathy.
But then you zoom in, right, and there is this highly codified map of 23 classical divisions. We are talking vital pathways and astrological mounts, all with these intense Latin names. So what does this all mean for the lines we actually recognize?
Like which ones?
Like the Cardiaca, the famous lifeline. Everyone panics thinking a short one means they are doomed to die young.
Oh, yeah, that is a universal misunderstanding. I mean, the Cardiaca measures your physical resilience and baseline life force, not the date of your death.
Well, that is a massive relief.
Right. A deep, sweeping line simply indicates immense physical stamina and a zest for life. But the map does hunt for anomalies, like the simian crease.
What is that?
That is when your cephalica, which is your headline, and your thoralis, your heartline, completely fuse into one single prominent horizontal crease straight across the palm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it indicates a formidable psyche where intellect and emotion are literally wired together leading to intense psychological focus.
Which sounds powerful, but historically, having powerful markers was genuinely dangerous. Because in the Middle Ages, successive Catholic popes outright banned chiromancy.
They did, yeah.
And Renaissance witch hunters actively weaponized unusual palmar marks as literal physical proof of demonic pacts.
Exactly. It was highly suppressed because reading the biological text of the self was viewed as a direct threat to divine authority.
But I have to push back on this. If the Pope and Renaissance inquisitors are literally executing people over the lines on their skin, why wouldn't people just wear gloves? Or intentionally scar their hands?
That is a fair point.
How did a practice this physically incriminating survive all the way to the Enlightenment to be praised by modern pioneers like Carl Jung?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it survived because the fundamental framework of what those lines meant shifted completely. Antiquity focused on heavily fatalistic markers.
Like the perilous line.
Yes, exactly. The perilous line cuts vertically through the center of the palm and was read as an ominous, unavoidable harbinger of sudden doom. But by the 20th century, Jung realized the hand wasn't a crystal ball.
Right.
It was a profound archetypal mirror reflecting the subconscious mind.
Meaning Jung actually used this in psychoanalysis.
He did. Because the hand is shaped by those neurological micromovements we discussed earlier, Jung recognized that unusual line formations could point to repressed psychological complexes.
Oh, so fragmented heart line wasn't seen as a curse of bad romance.
Exactly, no. It was a biological indicator of emotional compartmentalization. Jung used the map to help patients identify their own internal hurdles.
So it evolved from a parlor act of deterministic doom into a genuine methodology for profound self-reflection. I mean, it is not about reading a fixed future. It is about reading the biological text of the self to navigate your own path.
The lines show where you have been and the tools you have, but the choice of how to use them remains entirely yours.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, I want you to take one more look at your own palm. Right in the very center, there is a hollow called the cavia martis, or the plane of Mars. Press into it.
Yeah, give it a feel.
Is it a deeply depressed hollow, signaling a biological tendency toward defeatism when things get tough? Or is it a firm, resilient plane, proving you have an unshakable will to fight through adversity? The blueprint is there, but the house you build is completely up to you.